It's getting worse and worse.
It's not the miracle I thought it was. It takes a lot of hard work.
Of course, it's got proper tourist prices.
There we go then, from Magnolia to shiny metal.
This could be anywhere. It is Tesco's car park, but it could be anywhere.
Close my eyes and let my heart return to something resembling the resting heartbeat of a mouse being chased by a cat.
We'll try and be cheeky and see if we can leave our motorhome in the car park.
Hi, I'm Daz and she's B. We've had our motorhome since June last year and have already had many adventures and made plenty of maverick mistakes on our travels.
Our dreams of owning a home in France were shattered after Brexit. Then we failed to move somewhere more rural after our house sale fell through in the UK.
We bought Stampy, our 10-year-old motorhome, in the hope that we can live a life less ordinary and explore the UK and Europe with our kids and our greyhound Sammy whenever we can.
Please join us as we try new things, make memories as we escape in the motorhome.
Hi and welcome back to our channel.
Hello, welcome back, and this time it's part 2 of the Dorset adventure.
But it's not just Dorset, because I've got not 1, not 2, but 3 Daz Talks kits spread through the video, so look out for those.
Yeah, it's going to make you stay tuned, so look out. It's a bit like Where's the Wally?
You mean like Where's Wally?
No. Also, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to us yet, it's just down there. Press the button. It's really easy. You can press the button, hit notifications, ding the bell, maybe like it, and it will mean the world to us.
Because it's free and it's just like a bookmark. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, you're just going to see our ugly mugs pop up on your feed every time you open YouTube. Yeah, so yeah, maybe that's not the best thing. Anyway, enjoy the Dorset video, part 2. Oh dear me, we're going to have to get that cleaned up. That's the Dorset roads for you. So we were up in the quarry about 5 minutes from Kimmeridge and nobody could get any connection. Daz was really struggling. I couldn't get the kids onto some of the online lessons that are still going on during half term. So Etty's in a history class now and he's just watching a catch-up humanities class. We saw that the Etchesmuseum was just 5 minutes away from the quarry that Daz had found on Park for Night, which is a kind of free place to park as long as you treat the space with some respect. But there was absolutely zero signal. Now I planned to take the kids here anyway today, and Indy's feeling a little bit under the weather too, so it's the perfect place for a grim, blustery, rainy day. But we also discovered that they had a nice Wi-Fi connection, so I just went in and spoke to them and said, we're going to sit in the motorhome for about 50 minutes. I'll buy our online family ticket now, and is it okay if we just wait here? And they were absolutely fine about it. So the boys are using a better internet connection.
So am I.
And so's Daz, which is the most important thing.
We're getting our money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to milk the Wi-Fi for all it's worth.
Yeah, so as soon as we pulled in, immediately connected to the guest Wi-Fi, and suddenly we went from 1 bar to 3 bars, and then everything was working beautifully. So they both sat in their classes now. Indy's feeling a little bit better. Daz can work online in the motorhome, and we can then go and explore the Etches collection, which looks really good. Unfortunately, you can't film inside there, so I've just taken some little shots of the outside so you can see what it's like. But if you pay for a family ticket, that's 2 adults and 2 children, it's £22.50, and that will last you the entire year. It's an annual pass. If you go in there with 1 adult and 3 children, that's what I'm using, it's £18. And seeing as it's not far down the road, I think we might rack up another visit before the year is out. We shall see.
And if the weather gets a little bit better by lunchtime or this afternoon, we might be able to tie in a little bit of a walk down to the beach.
It might be nice. As Sammy and I did have a little stroll from the gravelly area down into Kimmeridge, and it was ever so blustery, but it's so picturesque, it's so quaint. Really lovely tea rooms and lovely chocolate box village. It's a lovely place to walk around. It's just inclement weather, which is February for you.
Come with me. I've got here laid out some cable ties and cable tie mounts for some tidying up on the roof and in the cupboard, and also a little £3 vanity mirror from Halfords. So B and I can perhaps use it to check if we got any dinner left in our teeth before filming something, putting it in an edit and publishing it on a global video platform and spotting it later on. while we were up there, I got my shark themed chimney sweep to give the panels a bit of a shine.
Pool. There's Pool, and you were looking at a bouncy island. And then we travelled all the way around here, and then down here is Corfe Castle. And then we went to Studland to park up for the night. You know the train we got to Swanage? Okay, travelled across here. Oh, that's probably the train line actually. There's the train line. All the way over here, Kimmeridge. Oh, we had a great time in the museum, and now we're going to have a bit of refreshment before we set off into Kimmeridge Bay. Ooh, a lovely oat milk latte and a few interesting bits of reading material. Etienne, with a cream tea, you slice your scone in half, and then you put a layer of jam onto your scone. Some people will put butter as well. Layer of jam and then the cream on top. But there is a big argument about whether to put the cream on first or whether to put the jam on first, and it can upset a lot of people because some people are very set in their ways. Jam, then cream, or cream, then jam. And sometimes it can be to do with the region in which you're living in. It's just cute as a button, this little village. Of course it's got proper tourist prices, but hey ho. Right, let's go back and see if Daddy's managed to get some work done in that good reception. See if he's going to join us on a 25-minute walk down to the bay for a fossil hunt. We'll try and be cheeky and see if we can leave our motorhome in the car park whilst we go down for the walk. We have our annual pass. I'm wondering if that constitutes being able to stay on site, because we could just come and walk around the museum for the entire afternoon. Kimmeridge Bay, 1 mile. Right, so we've got these signs all the way along to Kimmeridge Bay. It tells you a little bit about some of the creatures you might be able to find. So the cuttlefish exists now, but it is related to the ammonite, which is what we've seen in the museum. This is what Daz has just spotted in this big field as we walk along.
It's turnips and potatoes.
Oh, we think it's turnips, yeah. Well, this kind of contradicts what I've just read in the booklet that I got from Steve Etches that says you can take fossils from Kimmeridge Bay. Could be considered theft. Well, Steve Etches said it's not in the booklet I just took from the very child-friendly museum. Who knows? Those are the World War II pillboxes there, I imagine. Those layers of sedimentary rock, clay and shale. Oh, this is a geologist's heaven. Found anything yet, Daddy?
No, it's surprisingly easy just to break it up in your hands.
Now, is that because it's the clay?
Layers.
Well, look, even that.
Yeah. That's,
oh, look. You see those lines? Yeah. That's a fossilised creature of some kind. So turning over, you can just find the lines that suggest some sort of ammonite type creature. What do you think, Sammy? Sammy's like, I hate this surface. Oh no, Daddy's found an amazing one. Right, we'll put that in our pocket. Shush! Don't tell! What have you spotted, Phoenix?
1, 2, 3, and...
Oh, that's a beauty, isn't it? So many secrets in these rocks. Another little secret in my hand there.
Here's B, improvising and washing away a little bit of Sammy residue. That's what holiday's all about.
It's called Clavel Tower, and it was built in 1831, and it was built as just a folly, but also used as an observatory. Somewhere out there at sea is the UK's oldest oil well, and there's a nodding donkey bobbing about to the west. So what was the name of that pub that you thought sounded like bliss?
It was called the Silent Woman Inn, which sounds like heaven to me.
We've just been on the phone to Camping and Caravan Club, or Caravan and Camping Club, seeing if there are any sites open in Dorset, because we thought, well, we could go and fill up on water, maybe get a reduced overnight stop, but of course there isn't anything open. Devon is the nearest, or we're going back into Salisbury. Never mind. So we're off to Morrison's in the hope that we can fill up on some water, and then we might call upon a Britstock pub. I'm trying to persuade Daz that maybe just the purchase of a bottle of wine in the pub will be enough to placate any landlord and landlady and allow us to stay overnight. I'm sure they're not that bothered. Right, dinner is cooking, but it's not just dinner, it's dinner with a view. Look at the idyllic scenes at the Tesco National Park. I can see free roaming vehicles, and look, a lesser spotted middle-aged couple, mated for life, beautiful to watch. And there just in the distance, warm glow with the strip lighting, so inviting. It's okay, I'm part of a middle-aged couple as well, so I can joke about myself, right? Yes, we are pitched up in a Tesco car park after a very stressful drive from Kimmeridge to Blandford Forum, I believe. We were looking specifically for water, and we got to the Morrison's, and the Morrison's car park was a council-owned car park. There was no Morrison's petrol station and therefore no water supply. We felt like that was a bit of a rookie mistake. We really should have checked to see whether there was a petrol station there. Daz was feeling particularly stressed after that journey, and he's got some work to catch up on, which he's doing now, and everyone is just chilling out on this pretty miserable Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? I'm losing track of time. I think it's Thursday, yeah. Ta-da! This could be anywhere. It is Tesco's car park, but it could be anywhere.
Well, here's another easy win, hopefully, for me. These are the main sockets here. They're funny little dark grey plastic ones, and yet just below me and behind my driver's seat, there looks to be more standard plug sockets, except they're in a kind of horrible creamy white, or fagnolia as I would call it. And I've decided to see if I can switch them out for something a little bit more flashy and updated. I say easy win, let's see how it goes. There we go then, from Fagnolia to shiny metal with all the fingerprints on. But it's also got this, which is useful. So useful for devices of all kinds, which this didn't have. And this dark black metal nickel sort of goes with the darker fixtures we've got up there. And by the way, I did turn the electricity off when I fitted that. And yes, I was fitting it upside down by accident for some time. So this is the brand, never heard of it before, got it from Screwfix. This one was about £16, and this single one, which also has a USB, is £10. Now that last one was a bit of a faff. Let's try another camera trick. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Daryl has found a park for night in the forest. It's got 4.5 stars out of 5, but it's taken us off the beaten track again. Let's hope it's late enough for us not to meet any enormous vehicles on this single track road. Oh my gosh. You can take Sammy out for his evening wee.
Morning everyone. Well, it's windy again. Another blustery night rocking the van and keeping us awake. Interesting, because I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the weather forecast. So we're at our little park up in the middle of nowhere in Wiltshire. This voluntary restraint on motorised vehicles sign small concern, but I think it's referring to this bridleway here and not the park up ramp. Now, I've just seen someone walking their dog, so they're going to probably think I'm very strange talking to myself at 7:15 in the morning. But I wanted to say that this was a little park up we saw on the park up app. It's listed as a little green tree rather than a sort of P parking sign, and I think that means it's quite rural. And yesterday, I have to say, the drive to the site was thrilling, if you like, roller coasters. For me yesterday, I needed to get into Morrison's car park, switch off the engine, close my eyes and let my heart return to something resembling the resting heartbeat of a mouse being chased by a cat. So I imagine in the summer, this place is full of beautiful green trees and animals in the fields or crops in the fields. At the moment, a bit like our Studland Viewpoint park up, it's a tiny bit bleak and a tiny bit unwelcoming. But, you know, it's not summer all year round, is it? These are the elements and we want to expose ourselves to them and feel more alive. So I guess that's what we're doing. Find that tree root if you come here, won't you? Right, back in Stampy, who looks like he's got a 5 o'clock shadow like me too. Thanks to all the muddy tracks and a cup of tea. And then it's working from the van until lunchtime and then home, which I'm sure Sammy and the kids can't wait for. I don't know if you can see, but there is a very cute little deer. How's that? Isn't that amazing? I was just walking along talking away to Sammy, and really I'm the noisiest thing here. Apart from our footsteps, and even then, I'm not used to always hearing our footsteps or what's underneath our feet because of the amount of car noise that we have back home. I'm walking along and I'm side by side with a little deer in the middle of nowhere. It does feel like the kind of place I could disappear and no one would ever know. So if I disappear and you find this phone and not the body, B didn't do it, honest. She was just having a bad day. And I leave everything to the kids. Oh no, well, B's got Sammy. That's all she needs. Can't put that there. No. So I've got a place for my salted cashew nuts, a place for my Skittles, but where do I put this? There's no flat surfaces. If you guys can recommend anything for a Ducati, that would be great.
Hanging off the end of your nose. We had quite a lot of wind last night, but it was a lovely park up. Another free off-grid park up in the depths of Dorset, and now we're driving half an hour towards home, where we're going to stop off at Moors Valley so that everyone can have a run around.
Well, over the last 6 or 7 months, we've really put Stampy through his paces. And if you've watched our previous videos, you would have seen we've taken him down some very narrow lanes and even got lost in a forest. The net result being that a lot of our Perspex windows have scratch marks all along. So I've got myself a bottle of this Fenwick's Window Wise, which according to the reviewers is nothing short of a miracle. Aside from the mud spats, you can see great big long gashes in the plastic. And this is what I hope to remove to improve the view. Sadly, it's near impossible for the camera to pick up the scratches on the glass and me to show you what it's truly like, but I've spent about 30 or 40 minutes now on the smallest window of the van. I'm not even doing the whole window either, I've been concentrating on one spot. There's a big streak and I was trying to knock out a section to see if it really works. It's not the miracle I thought it was. It takes a lot of hard work, and I would say it's reduced the scratches, but it certainly hasn't removed them. So it doesn't do what it says on the bottle. But also it's knackering. 40 minutes of really pushing hard, and that's the smallest window, and I've got about another 6 ones to do, and some of them are huge. So a friend has suggested a buffer on a Dremel, which I don't. I own a Dremel but not a buffer, so I'm going to look into that. But there must be a better way to do this. If you've got any tips, let me know, because otherwise I'm going to be here all year.
It's getting worse and worse. That's pretty horrific. Now, Moors Valley can be expensive to park in, but you can use the whole park. There's picnic areas, there's a steam train, there's lots of guided trails, there's cycle tracks, there's all sorts, including a Go Ape. And for motorhomers, there are no height restrictions. If the number of seats in your van or motorhome are less than 13, then you just pay the car rate. So, that's okay. Right, we're finally home.
Yes, so that was 3 days.
Yep.
And we're thinking about doing 90.
Yes, we did 3 days off-grid. Coped fine. The toilet cassette is full. We've just run out of water, so we can sort of judge how many days we will be able to last before finding facilities in France. That's interesting to know. But we will be going on some more adventures before then. What is it, Sam?
That's not me making that noise.
Sammy, what is it? Do you want to get in the house?
I think Sammy's about as excited as I am to see our house.
Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our little Dorset jaunt.